Hey everybody, this is Dr. J, Professor Spike, streaming live from Long Island, New York, which is only a stone's throw from Main Street, from Wall Street.
From Wall
Main
Street
Street. Main
and Main
Street
Street.
also.
We have a Long Island has a lot of main streets, like almost one per
Yeah.
county.
Is there a Main Street in every town in America?
I don't think there's a main street in my town, believe it or not.
Really?
I have to look,
Uh-huh.
but I don't think there is.
Yeah. I think of all the names, Main Street is by far the
But that was like, do you remember that old saying that you would think
you
that
would think.
there were more first streets than second streets and more second streets than third streets
Right.
because of the ordinal, but it turns out there are more second streets than there are first streets.
That's interesting.
And that's because many of the first streets were renamed to something like Main or Elm.
There's a lot of Park Streets, Park Avenue, Park this, Park that,
Yeah.
Park Drive. There's a lot of uh, streets with flowers.
A friend of mine used to tell this joke that
Oak Street, Cherry Street, all of those.
that to build a suburb, you knock down all the trees and then name the streets after them.
So the question of the day, and I asked you last week about NVIDIA, buy, sell, or hold.
Yeah, I was thinking. All right, I was thinking wait until it went down, and
Uh,
it did go down, but only for a second and a half.
right, that was yesterday. We
Yeah.
missed our opportunity, right?
I don't know. I'm hoping for something even a little bit more extreme down, so I can get in
Well,
there.
don't blink too many times because it's liable to be 500.
All right. Well, I'll just I'll treat that as a missed boat and be happy with what I made on it.
Yeah, I'm happy with what I made on it too, but I realize that it's far from over that run.
Gotcha. Well, people from AMD are starting to talk themselves up a bit.
Yeah, but it's the one stock you want to be in is Nvidia. It's taking the steam out of everything else. The other stock that you want to be in and always want to be in is Apple and Amazon. You know, the mega techs are up for a reason. You know, they're not the market leaders just because they have a good name. They're up because they have year after year tremendous earnings and sales and innovative companies. So why Kathy Wood leaves them out, I don't know.
Hmm.
They're not innovative. Google is not innovative.
Yeah, Google's plenty innovative.
Microsoft is not innovative.
Well, she's not in any of those. You're right. It's a little
No,
weird.
Amazon is not innovative. She's got something against the FANG.
Maybe she doesn't like making money.
I mean, maybe she figures there's slower growth than some of the mid.
Or that she just wants to make something out of the dark horses. I mean, it is called the Innovation Fund.
Yeah,
If she wanted to create something called the Boring but Keep Going Up Fund, maybe she.
I guess she figures if a stock has a market cap of $1 trillion, the very best it can do is go to 2 trillion.
You're right.
Whereas if it has a market cap of 10 billion, maybe it'll go to 100 billion.
Right.
You get a 10 bagger.
Yeah.
You know Peter Lynch in the Magellan Fund. You know that's the biggest winning fund ever. I think he had. I know he had many 10 baggers in his
Right.
lifetime of that
No,
fund.
he was definitely one of the more famous ones.
Yeah, he was very good, astute at picking 10 baggers. So I don't care about 10 baggers as long as they move up 50% a year. I'm very happy.
Yeah. Okay. That'll certainly beat the banks.
Yeah,
As long as you're beating the banks, right?
I'm on par for that kind of year.
Yeah.
But
No, this has been well. This was. Yeah. It's not as bad. It's not as good as last year was bad, but it's a good year.
I think it is. It's pretty close.
Yeah, hopefully by the end.
Yeah, hopefully by the end. We'll get that.
2022 was not a good year for a lot of people.
I mean, I lost about 30% That was an enormous hit last year.
Yeah. So
But
it'd be nice to see that.
over 20.
Remember, you need to make more than 30% back up in order to break
I know,
even.
you got to get what, about 45
You have to go to 45, right?
break even.
It's a nice little math concept for those of you out there.
Yeah, I just took a guess. I didn't do the math.
Oh, you want me to do the math for you?
To get from 70 to 100 is 50% move.
Yeah, I was.
So not
Can't
45.
find my calculator app.
It's actually 50. 30 down
If
equals
you're down 30%,
30 down equals 50 up. Right? If you start with
say
100,
right now it's 1.42. It's 43%.
how much?
43%.
Okay, yeah, I rounded a little more. Rounded it.
So in order to overcome a 30% drop, you have
You got
to.
to make 35 on 70. So 30 on 70. That's a mistake I made.
Right.
All right, let's go into indubitably is here from Dallas.
Yes, he
78.
is. 78, partly cloudy.
Yeah,
That's very comfortable.
we got a lot of stuff to talk, But let's throw out one trivia question. You got a
Okay.
good trivia question?
The trivia question.
Yeah, do you have any good ones?
Do I have any good? I was watching Jeopardy last night, and I actually did go to the bar and win the trivia contest.
Really?
Yes, I got very, very lucky because there were a lot of questions from the 70s,
Uh-huh.
and so
Well, come up with one. Give our viewers a trivia question of the day.
a trivia question. All right. Okay. So I'll actually do one that you suggested. The question is, what TV show was associated with the men with the big red star?
And what company?
And what company is the men with the big red star?
Yeah, that's a good one, I think.
Yeah, I liked it when you suggested it.
Yeah. I shook.
I'm a sidekick to Dr. J, even when it comes to picking.
I shook his hand. The guy that you're talking.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I met him on line, will call line in Broadway for pick up tickets.
Oh, really?
He was right behind me, and he shook my hand. I said I spoke to him, and he's so zany. He wouldn't give me my hand back. He had a grip of iron. Whoever it is we're talking about.
Whoever it is we're talking about.
Yeah. Grip of iron.
I wouldn't doubt it.
He really did.
No, I wouldn't doubt it at all. It seems like that guy, is when he first came on.
I was a kid. I was like 21 maybe at that time.
So I'm looking at the UNG because we were talking about it, and it's still in the doldrums.
You guess?
Yeah, I bought some just because I bought some on a lark. Figured because it was so depressed, maybe I can get a bargain.
It's about as low. The price of gas is about as low as it's been in 30, 40 years.
Yeah, so if anybody's looking for another buying opportunity to get something at the falling knife price.
Apple is exciting. It's about to make a new all-time high.
Unbelievable. Wow.
People think because the bad breath in the market, you just use a little Listerine and keep buying. That fixes.
Indubitably got it because he's.
Doesn't Listerine fix the bad breath? If I got it wrong?
Say it again?
Listerine fixes bad breath.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So to the bad breath problem, I wouldn't worry about it. Keep buying stocks. Use your Listerine. That'll cure the bad breath. Bad breath.
Bread.
I got it wrong. It's breath, not breath. Bad breath.
KT's thanking you for CTIC.
They say there's like 12 stocks carrying this market up.
Right. This is Apple is definitely one of them.
Apple certainly is one of them. It's going to go to, I might as well say where it's going. It's not just going to make new highs and stop and turn around and go down. So 200 before we get a pullback. Does that sound good?
200 before we get a pullback? I'll take it.
Yeah. And I think your target is a lot higher than that. But yeah, I could do some Fibonacci stuff to figure out a real target, but not in the mood.
No.
200 off the cuff. So Apple is it a buy with the 200 target? Sure, why not?
What you say is true.
You can't go wrong buying Apple.
15, 20 minutes. Thank you. Appreciate it.
What should we look at next? The spiders?
Might as well. I always like this looking at the spiders.
The spiders
It's consolidating.
Yeah, they're now, like we said last week, the 420 will be 419, 420 will be support. What was resistance is now support.
Right.
And a confirmation of this rally to new all-time highs will be taking out 431, which we're not far from doing. The more the bears, however you say it. I'm like a little inebriated without having had it said.
Without doing it cheaply, without having to buy booze.
I'm doped up on carbidopa levodopa, so
Oh yeah, there you go.
Affecting my brain.
But I think saying bears is fine.
Yeah, the bears keep protesting about the breadth, and they say, but the recession is coming, but the dollar is no longer going to be the currency of the world, but China, but the war in Ukraine, but oil.
Everybody's got a big butt. That's what Pee Wee Herman says.
Yeah, so they have a million reasons why you should short the market and not be in it. Inverted yield curve. How's that? All of that stuff.
Well,
didn't matter.
Those are called fundamentals, and they shouldn't be ignored.
Yeah, and things like the Russell is really down, and everything is down.
Is the Russell still around 175?
I think so, yeah.
Or the IWM, I mean, because that's the one.
Yeah, they point to the fact that since February, I think there are more losers than winners by a big margin. If you look at the Russell, but what does that all mean? I don't really care. You got the Apple, a 5-star general, leading the way up. Amazon, nvda. Those are names you can hang your hat on. Buy. I keep buying. I buy those names and I buy some other names that I like. But I have to admit, I trimmed down my portfolio from 48 to just 22.
You're finding that basis.
Yeah. Can you see this? These should I blow it up?
I mean, I could see it, but
I'll blow it up.
Blow up a little bit.
This is my portfolio.
This is your overall. That's right. You told us you were going to do this.
Now, how do I blow it up?
Just go to the lower right corner and move on the
200%.
That's fine. There you go.
All right. So these are my top picks for the month. The numbers you see to the right are since last Thursday when we had that big move. So it's from the open on Thursday. HUD is up 15%, leading my portfolio.
Oh, I thought that was the percent of your holdings, but that's.
This is my holdings.
No, okay, but the percentage is the more recent gain.
Yes.
Oh, so the fact that there's nothing below 0 is.
Well, there is. I didn't get to it yet.
Okay. But
this is since Thursday. The market's been pretty solid, right?
So it seems. Well, at least for your holdings.
Well, yeah. HUD, I like better than Mara, at least for the short term. Today, Mara did a little better than HUD, but over the last few weeks, HUD has been the stock to play. So I've been playing it. I've been accumulating it. I still own a lot of Mara, which is which I also didn't have a share a few days. as you can see. You won't see NVIDIA because I sold it on Thursday. When was it, Thursday?
So the last Thursday, yeah.
Sold it Thursday. I sold it at 389. It's already over 400, right? We'll look at NVIDIA in a minute.
Sure.
Yeah. But I just wanted to talk about where I am. My head is into Bitcoin.
So Matt Bucket wants to know if HUD is still holding a lot of Bitcoin.
HUD is a Bitcoin miner.
Okay.
And I think, I don't know what else, how they exactly make money. I'm not sure. They pay interest on crypto as well. I don't know what they do. Besides mine. But they're also, green miners, I believe.
Yeah.
Of course, is Unity, where I placed a nice bet last week. I bought it at 28, like 28.02, something like that. I was a little impatient. I could have picked it up much cheaper. But now it's over 30, and I added today to my bet. I'm going to sell half at 34 or 33 and a half, something like that. So that's my plan on you. I'll keep keep half. Maybe I'll keep a fourth, but I'm going to sell some when it hits my first target. Unity, of course, is an AI play. So right now they all have Momo. So we going down the list. Hut, Mara, Meta. Meta continues to defy gravity.
Yeah, it's unbelievable what that stock's doing.
Yeah, really unbelievable. It's been a big winner of mine. MicroStrategy, of course, Michael Saylor, Bitcoin, Amazon, phenomenal buy whenever you decide to buy it, right? Didn't I say that? There's never a wrong time to buy Amazon.
Well, you used to say that.
I used to say it. Well, I bought some more at 115, so I guess I still believe it. Right? That's the proof. Amazon over the last week is outperforming a lot of big names, even Apple. It's outperforming the Qs. Qs, I have a big chunk of dough in the Qs. Amazon is my biggest holding, though. My second biggest is Walmart. I'm a little conservative there. And I believe.
Yeah, I know. Well, it seems to be safer than Target anyway.
I think my third biggest might be Google, probably. I'm not sure.
Are you still in CTIC?
No, that one's bought out anyway.
Yeah, because KT's thanking you for the money he made on it.
That's good. Well, look, we all made money on it. I wasn't in it for the kill, but I made money on it. I think I sold it at 6, so that's pretty good. Bought it at 2, 3.
Nice.
Made money. SPGI is another one. That's S&P. That's a rating agency, like Moody's. Ethereum, ETHE. I've been lightening up.
Trimming.
I've been trimming. I'm not liking the action as much as Bitcoin. So Microsoft, it's still a buy, even though it's
ultimate winner.
Even though it's very close to its all-time high, it's a buy. Spiders have been lagging the Qs, but I own a nice chunk of them anyway. Walmart, CRISPR, that's a long-time hold for me. As are most of these. Google, REMX is an ETF for rare earths. I'm not thrilled with its performance, not just over the last week, but in general. Over the last year to date, I'm not thrilled. And LIT, I'm not thrilled either.
LIT is not, it's not lighting up the world, I know.
No, it's barely positive year to date. MasterCard MA is definitely positive year to date. It's having a decent year.
JEPI is that Dividend play.
Yeah, JEPI, where is that? JEPI, they paid a disappointing dividend today.
Really?
Yeah, last month I think was 44 cents. Today was in the 30s, so that it was disappointing. Um, and its cousin I bought a little of this JEPQ, which is the same thing, but instead of writing calls on the S&P, they write calls on the Nasdaq,
Uh-huh.
the Qs, to generate income. That had an identical weak performance today on the dividend. That's why both of them were down slightly today. And Capricorn, not happy with Capricorn, but it's got to be a long-term hold because they're a couple of years away from Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
Right.
I would think. It seems like they're a couple of years away, unless they get really expedited approvals. I don't know. You never know with these drugs that are very badly needed. There's really very little for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And Intalia should be a long-term hold in anyone's portfolio.
Yeah.
So that's my
Still gotta keep the faith in Italian.
It says 25, but it's actually 21 stocks. That's my army going into June. Dr. J's army. nvda.
Lofty.
Nice green candle today, completely erasing yesterday's red. And filling the gap, pretty close to filling the gap. Actually, that gap was filled. The gap that makes me nervous if you're a bull is the Thursday candle.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's the place where if we get back in or somewhere around 3.25.
Yeah. I mean, so a lot of people are figuring take the close on Thursday, take the close on Wednesday, average it out, and you're looking at about 346.
Right.
For re-entry. Reversion to the mean, is that what they call it?
That's what they call it.
Yeah. All right. 500 is my call on NVIDIA. Before we get any kind of serious pullback, 500.
Bold.
I mean, we could even go to 350, 345. Maybe they're right. And then you buy and you enjoy the ride to 500. Well, of course, our opinions are strictly our own.
And it's not really an opinion anyway. It's a speculation.
Yeah, and people should do their own due diligence and check with an advisor before acting. All of that stuff.
Andrew's talking about Tesla today. You want to take a look at Tesla?
Sure, I love to look at Tesla. I sold all my Tesla, by the way.
Yeah, I only own it indirectly with, like with Kathy. She's big in Tesla.
Yeah, look, I might get back into Tesla. It wasn't doing it for me, so I got out of it. It's doing it now, though. I sold it much less, like 179.
Yeah, me too.
It was 179 or so. I still had a gain, but not as good a gain as if I would have held. Where the hell is this going? It's testing the highs, testing resistance. At 217 is the resistance. So,
it's
this one.
Churchill. Lucid just had some pretty. They had to do another raise.
So almost as bad as a bio.
Yeah, so it puts Tesla in better stead in terms of the EV market.
It looks like Tesla could actually be in a trading range. So be careful here.
Yeah.
It may not like going higher than 217.
And the fact that they're sharing with Ford these charging stations might actually put Tesla into a better position of creating the ultimate standard.
And also they're labeled
That
as
would knock out ChargePoint,
they're labeled as an AI company, which gives it a little oomph.
I guess.
So self-driving is around the corner, for real, right?
You're asking the wrong person. I can't even self-drive.
I think so. Self-driving is very close to happening. I
Not on
mean,
these highways.
I mean, in
I'll
New
tell you
York,
what, they should do self-driving on railroad tracks first.
I don't know. Yeah, I know
So
you're.
if they can get that to work without overturning a bunch of trains, then maybe.
Yeah, all right. I see your point. So you're not a big fan.
No, I mean, because I know how other people drive, and I realize that
The only reason to own Tesla is if you believe it's more than an auto company.
well, all the battery stuff is still keeping people in the game.
Yeah. Short term, it looks like it probably will test that 217 area.
Okay.
But then we'll have to wait and see how
Yeah,
easy
no, I
it
see what you're
goes
saying
through.
about the range.
Right now, it's up against resistance from the high of what date is this? April what? I can't tell.
Looks like April 1st.
207.79. Yeah, so it's bumping heads with the high from April 1. You said
Well, that's what it looks like on your chart. I'm not reading any.
probably. I don't see. I couldn't see where the date was. Where do you pick up the
I was
date?
just looking at the bottom axis.
I don't know where this came from. Oh, there it is. The bottom axis. Ah, yeah, I see. Yeah. But I don't see the actual date printed somewhere. Should be, but it's not. All right. So anyway, Tesla. If I'm putting people to sleep, it's because I feel like I'm sleeping while I'm talking. So I apologize.
Okay. Well, we're almost at our 30 minutes
It's
anyway.
a Parkinson's carbidopa levodopa overdose.
Yeah, well, you'll get your numbers straight one of these days.
Or maybe it's underdose. I don't know what it is. One or the other. What else did I say I was going to look at, Christopher?
You did actually see Mara Hut, MSTR, your MicroStrategies.
MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy. All right. Good look at MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy. MSTR. Right now, I like Hut the best of the three. Hut.
I'm so gun shy after what happened to me with Coinbase, that I'm not even touching these guys.
Average into it, Coinbase. It'll be good.
All right.
They stay with it, or you can just buy a little the miners. I mean, you never know. Bitcoin could have a pullback before it goes back up. It could have a big pullback, but I don't think so. I'm one of those that thinks it's going to be bullish for Bitcoin. So,
Well, maybe once they adjust their mining processes to make it less. I mean, you're talking about green mining. You're gonna need to be green if you're gonna survive in this market. Because building new coal plants just for the miners.
I mean, a lot of countries that we did piss off with respect to the dollar, so they might just adopt Bitcoin as their currency to trade in.
Mm-hmm.
Say, the hell with the petrodollar. Let's do the Bitcoin petro, whatever. All right.
Actually, Daniel was responding to our thing about AI for trains. He's got a company called Rail Vision, which is not doing so great, but should be doing better.
AI for training.
They're a partner with nvda.
I like Teladoc because I think they're an ideal candidate for using AI in computerized exams.
Those expert systems for diagnostics.
Internet of Things. They hook up to blood pressure, hook up to everything.
That's true.
And
Makes sense.
you get a diagnosis and treatment. I think Teladoc is an intriguing company. I should really chart it now that I mentioned it, but MicroStrategy is in a trading range. If it breaks 348, that means, well, you really want to break this high here at 347. Break 347, and you could be flying. That means Bitcoin is flying. If it does, because it's correlated 100%. Very, very much correlated. The software business that it's in is like, don't matter. It's all the Bitcoin. It's a Bitcoin play.
I don't know if there's a little bit.
Mara looks good. I like Mara. Mara had a good day today.
Another miner.
Yeah. Mara had a good day.
Thank you.
Up 2%. Broke 10 earlier. When I was awake, I noticed it was above 10. You see, it was above 10 and gave back a little. It's also trading in a tight range.
It really is.
Yeah. I didn't realize there's such a tight range.
If there is a breakout, it's going to be an up breakout.
I still own more Mara in terms of dollars than I do. But I might actually reverse that and swing more into hot.
Let's swing more into hot and get out of Mara a little bit.
Yeah, I might. This is really a tight range. What is it, 836 to 1080? It's really a tight range. It's been in there a while, too. So break of 1080, and we could jump to the $15 level. I think Bitcoin's due for a move up.
Oh, then you should stay in the stock for a while then.
Been hovering around that $27 level. 27,000, I mean.
Well, according to the clock on the wall, we've run out of time.
You know what I meant.
Yes. Are you going to do one more?
A Bitcoin.
Okay.
Should look like it should look similar to MicroStrategy, probably. It was actually down on the day today, and what is this?
That's.
I'm on the 1 minute.
There you go.
I forgot this Yahoo always gives me the 1 minute.
Come on, Boki.
I mean, we did enough today, I guess.
Yeah, I have to get going anyway.
It's a sleepy day for me. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, you're right. Bitcoin's in a pretty tight range too.
Bitcoin has to break it out above 30,478, and it's got to hold 25,876. So that's it. There we go.
All right.
And the price action is it'll tell us what's happening. Right now, it doesn't look so good. Looks like it might test that 25,000 level. But I think it holds. If it gets there, right now it's at the 100. But right. I think it's going to hold this double or triple low. It's at least a double low. What's the low again? 25,890, around there.
Yeah.
25 change. I think it's a good pickup now, because at the very least it should run back to test 30,500. So that's it for today. This has been Dr. J and Professor Spike with another episode of Talking Stocks, the 10,1133rd episode. Want to thank everybody for coming. And
Yeah, we had a good gang today. A lot of good information.
Dan,
Thank you all.
JT is with us. Indubitably, a bunch of people showed up today. Bye, everyone.